The eastern quadrant of Dallas has enough variety to qualify as a big city anywhere else, and so the modes in which it will meet the Fifth Court decision are equally diverse. The inner wedge will deal on a purely urban basis. Its Lakewood area is affluent and stable, passing from generation to generation of single-family homeowners. Many other parts of Near East Dallas have managed to maintain a similar degree of pride and maintenance. Swiss Avenue has bloomed under the blessing of its historic district designation, but not all of Swiss is so fortunate. Further toward downtown, the big old houses wilt and wait for the post-war multiple family zoning to bring its owners the fruits of the highest and best use. Meanwhile, the big spaces here, the residences and buildings elsewhere in the area, have come to house the poor, and there has been a strong movement of Spanish-speaking people into East Dallas, many more of them than of blacks. Consequently, the racial makeup of the East Dallas schools changed a good time ago, and what was feared elsewhere as a result of cross-city busing came to East Dallas as a result of a changing neighborhood. It was not easy. At times it verged on the explosive. But nobody really wanted that, so it was dealt with, sometimes awkwardly, but at least manageably. Therefore, what will come to inner East Dallas as a result of the long-awaited decision is an easing of pressures on the district that have kept East Dallas from getting, or so its residents feel, the services to which it is entitled. Hopefully, it will end the too rapid turnover in personnel that has hindered the rapport that teachers and administrators and residents need to achieve in a touchy situation. Certainly it will end, or at least accommodate to, the ceiling on building and expansion that has overcrowded the schools and literally turned some elementary and secondary schools into portables operations. Near East Dallas does not expect much change in its school population, just in the pressure that sits on that population right now. Further east, it's a different story. When those old East Dallas homes were full of their first generations, Pleasant Grove was open field. It developed largely after World War II, and its characteristics were suburban, a neighborhood of moderate income, white, single-family homeowners first, later apartment dwellers. There are large numbers of churches, liquor has never been sold publicly, and the behavioral standards the community holds for itself are rather rigid. It has its poor sections too, but everybody, until recently, was white. These are people who have worked hard for what they have, and change to them does not necessarily represent progress. There has been incipient panic at the recent transition into mixed neighborhoods, but Pleasant Grove has generally recognized that white flight translates to continual flight, has combined its own resources to stabilize its population. That experience will be helpful as decision time is at hand. Pleasant Grove has proven that it can deal with what it knows. It is still nervous and fearful of what it does not know. What would you do to desegregate schools in Dallas?
I don't honestly know that you could do anything. This question's been asked for I don't know how many years, and in Boston they haven't come up with an answer. I don't think Dallas is going to come up with one because I don't think there's a good one.
Will you comply with that law?
No. Well, you have to. If the law says you have to do something, then you really have to do it, not unless you can get enough people to say that you're going to change the system.
Would I comply with it? Possibly. It would depend on the penalties.
Yes, if the law orders it, I would, but only if they ordered it.
It should be to me what school I want to go to. Because that's the reason I moved there, because I want to go to that school, and I don't think it's right for them to be, forcing me to go somewhere else.